Hey crafty people, it's Tash here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the January 2022 Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month kit. So I've pre-glimmered pieces because it's not easy for me to catch the glimmering on camera. My desk's only small. So there's like a heart that says you had me at hello, so cute. Another heart that has the flower pattern, and then you've got some sentiments as well, glimmer plates, and then you have some dies as well in the set. So I glimmered the you had me at hello, and then I also glimmered the leftover with my Pink Fresh solid hot foil plate, so that was cool. I'm just showing you there. I like to line up all of my sentiments and glimmer them all in one go, and that helps to avoid them jumping because I do have issues with that sometimes. So moving on, we're going to cut out the hearts. You get a heart die that goes that fits both of those little glimmer plates. So I've got the beautiful floral that is just gorgeous. Then I turned my camera off while I cut the rest of them and then forgot to turn my camera back on. So I'm going to talk you through how I made this card. So this was the leftover foil that I did. I did it onto some acetate. I've then glued that onto some of the Spellbinders gold cardstock, cut the same heart from that and put that on top. Then the background is a piece from the January 2022 card kit of the month. That little banner die set, again the die and the actual card paper that I've used, pattern paper that I've used, they are from the January 2022 card kit, and I just have a sub-sentiment there that is from that Glimmer kit. So it was an easy one, but I wish that I had caught it on camera, but alas I did not. So we're going to move on to our next design now. I've got some double-sided adhesive, this is the Ultra New one. I like this because it's nice and thin. It also die cuts really well. So I'm adding it to a panel of Nina £80. This is an A2 panel. And what I'm going to do with that now, I'm going to trim it out, and then I am going to attach another panel of Nina £80 on there. You may wonder why. I don't blame you. But basically, I want to cut the January 2022 small die of the month from some cardstock, but if you watched my small die of the month video, you'll see I tried a few ways of keeping that die together because it all cuts completely apart, and they just took ages. So this time I decided that I was going to stick those two pieces of cardstock together and run the die through like that. Now it did cut that heart because Spellbinders dies are very thick and sturdy, and they cut really, really well. So it did cut that heart, but the rest of the pieces are still together. They were it was close to cutting through, so I probably would use like an £80 and 110 maybe next time, but they did stay together enough that I just added some liquid glue to the back of them whilst they were still in that die. I then lined that up in the centre of my this is the Ultra New mat that I've got, and it shows you an A2 panel. So I lined that die up upside down on there, and then I stuck a piece of pink cardstock that is Spellbinders, that again was from the card kit, so I'm not sure what colour it was, but just any cardstock. And that gives me a nice background, just all white, but with some nice, I don't know, interest in that background. So I've popped on the You Had Me at Hello foiled heart. Now, I didn't foil that one properly. I didn't put foil, the foil shifted. I'm not really sure what happened, but basically the foil clearly wasn't covering the bottom of the heart, so it was missing, and I nearly just threw it out. But then I realised that you get these little flower and bits, just little die cuts that you get in that glimmer kit. So I decided to just cut some of those out and then attach those on to the bottom of the heart to cover up where that foil was missing. So that worked really well. So you don't always have to just get rid if something doesn't go right. Just cover it. That's my motto. And I really like how it came out as well, actually. So I cut lots of the different flowers. I die cut all of those off camera because, you know, it does take a while. I stuck the little flowers together. I did press them with the end of my paintbrush into a rubber just to give them a little bit of lift. It's just the same thing that I did in the small die of the month video that I released. And yeah, I really like how they came out. They're cute. So I cut some leaves from cardstock, and I cut some from the Spellbinders gold mirror cardstock. I also cut the centres of the flowers from the mirror cardstock too. I really love Spellbinders mirror cardstock. It's awesome. Just as a slight aside there. Yeah, I really, really love it. So I'm just adding them all on with a mixture of liquid adhesive and foam adhesive just to give me some dimension. I added some to the bottom there. I had that long flower trailing up the right hand side, and then to balance it all out I added some more flowers on the upper left, just because I felt that that did balance the whole scene card a lot better. And I really like how those gold leaves came out. And the foil plate itself, I foiled it with the red Spellbinders foil. That's the one that came with the Glimmer of the Month for January 2022. Not tried that one before. Really like it. It foiled really well, actually. I did that solid one, and I did all of the little sentiments with the red as well. And I was really pleasantly surprised because I have had problems with some of the colours of foil. And I do find that not all foils were created equally. But that one, yeah, I really like it. So I just carried on adding little bits. Don't be afraid to cut your die cuts sometimes if they aren't quite right. Then I got one of the sub-sentiments that I'd foiled and I trimmed that down into a small strip. And I decided I needed a little bit more of that baby pink. So I matted that sentiment strip on that same pink cardstock. It's the same one that I used for one of the flowers. It's also the same one as I've got for the main panel. Then I used some leftover cardstock just to build up the back of that because I wanted it raised, but I didn't want to use the foam tape. So I've added a couple of layers of cardstock to the whole of the back of that sentiment strip. But then where I want it to actually go across some of the die cuts, I added just a little bit, one extra piece of cardstock just at the ends, and that just allows it to sit over some of the leaves there without it being like pushed or squashed down or anything. I really like how that came out. So now we're going to move on to the next card. This one I'm going to do some really quick, easy colouring of the floral images that are on this. So I foiled this with, I think it's called Prism. It's like a holographic-y foil. It's so beautiful. And I just adding just some colour. So I'm using my Copic markers because I like to colour with those over the foil. I find that you can really easily colour onto a foiled image. I've not had any problems with the foil coming away or anything like that, so that's really exciting. So I'm just adding some colour and a quick, easy little bit of shading around various points. Really simple colouring, nothing too taxing at all. I did colour the heart, but then I decided to change the colour of it afterwards. So most of these images, I just coloured one colour. I grabbed out a yellow, coloured all of the flowers in that, and then once I'd done them all and I'd given them a few seconds to dry, I went back over it and added the same colour again, but just to the bases of the petals where I wanted to have a little bit of shadow. And that just, yeah, it's just really easy, really simple, nothing too strenuous at all. And I did the little leaves with green, and then I decided I wanted to have a look through the pattern paper that comes with the with the January 2022 card kit, and I'm just looking for something that will go, just for an easy, quick background, really. So I decided on 2 of the cardstocks that I thought would look nice. I wanted something that would match, sort of go with that heart, but also something that would be a bit of a contrast. I really like some of the papers that came in this set, y'all. Unfortunately, it's not available anymore because it's not January now, but it took a while for me to get my kits this month, so I was unable to get the videos out before the end of January, unfortunately. So I chose 2 different of the pink cardstocks. I cut them down into A2 panels. Then I'm lining them up together, and I'm just going to put them back into my trimmer diagonally, and just cut them straight in half from corner to corner. And then I'm gonna get 2 backgrounds out of that, basically. I didn't want just a full background of one pattern, because I wanted something a little bit more interesting. So I'm adding some adhesive to the back of each of those triangular pieces, and then I'm going to attach those onto an A2 card base. I just used one of the card bases that was in the card kit, but obviously you can just add it to your own card base or a panel if you'd rather, whatever makes you happy. So it's just really simple. So there's those 2, then to sort of cover the join between them, and just for a little bit of added interest, I cut just a small strip of that gold mirror cardstock from Spellbinders, attach that, and then I'm going to pop up that lovely coloured and foiled heart on some foam tape into the centre of the card. It's so cute. So for a sentiment, really quick and easy, I grabbed these are from the card kit, but you could use any sentiment at all, and I just attached that to my little heart. They came on foam strips, but I took the foam off and just attached it with glue. I just really, more than anything, wanted to show you that you can colour over foiled images, which is awesome. So with that extra panel, I decided to make a bonus card, and I used some of the die cuts that are from the card kit of the month. I kept it in here just to show you how I'd used that other half, but as I said, unfortunately these are not available for purchase anymore. I love how those look, they're so cute. I really enjoyed having the card kit this month. It was good. I just wish that I'd got it a little bit sooner. So there we are. I made 3 cards with the Glimmer of the month and then a bonus card. So let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know, do you have the Glimmer? Have you tried it? Would you like to? I'm really enjoying these Spellbinders kits of the month. I find them, there's just a lot that you can do with it, an awful lot. I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week, and that you will stay crafty. Bye!